Oh, hi, this is Lisa Swank, and let me put Coco back here. She jumped up there just as I was turning on the camera. She's my little cockatoo bird, and I'm trying to do Cindy Utter's tag, get to know me questions, and so I have the questions right here. My name's Lisa Swank, and that is actually the first question. What is your nickname? You know, my brothers call me Sis, and then, you know, most people shorten up my name and call me Lise, or Hey You. Mom, all those nice little names that our family calls us. When is my birthday? My birthday is December 2nd. I was born in 63. Number 5 is what are your 3 favorite colors? And I put down reds, yellows, and blues, because I can make any colors out of those, right? As long as you have a warm and cool color of each. But I'm partial to reds, burgundies, magentas, purples, you know. I like all color. It's kind of a hard one to decide on, or to put it down into 3. What are 3 of your favorite quotes? You know, I love all kinds of quotes that hit my soul, I guess would be my spirituality, who I am as a person. So to say 3 favorite quotes of all time, I really don't have any, because I like all kinds of quotes. Number 7 is, what is your favorite show? TV, YouTube, or movie? Well, I really don't watch much TV anymore, and I've never been a real big TV person, but I do like a good drama movie. I love watching true stories, things that could be a true story. I really don't go into the romance novels. I'm more of the, I don't even know who the author is, of the Geisha, which was supposed to be fiction, but you know, I really like that book. I like reading art books. I like reading things on history. Yeah, that's, and I like those types of movies, you know, that are nature and, you know, the science part of things. What else? And of course on YouTube it would be, you know, the art videos. I watch quite a few of those, and let's see, I think there was one on here. Well, we'll just go to the next question. 8. What are 3 qualities that you like in a best friend? Honesty is absolutely number 1. I like to be around people that like to have fun and be funny, but also can carry on a serious conversation. And, you know, understanding, you know, because we all make mistakes, and, you know, we have to be forgiving of that, and understanding is a big one too. What is your dream? I hope I'm recording. What is your dream? Well, I can tell you what my big dream used to be, but that's not really pertinent to the question. But my dream would to live where I could have a small garden, maybe even have a horse because I love horses, and most of all, to be happy. That was my word for this year, is trying happiness, you know, that I was striving to stay on the happy side of life. Do you wear makeup? Yes, I wear makeup. You know, if I'm going out or going to a family gathering, but I don't have to wear makeup. Excuse me. I'm one of those women that could go all natural and be perfectly fine. I only think about why didn't I put on makeup is when somebody's got a camera, because, you know, I like a little lipstick so you can see my lips a little bit in the pictures. Or mascara. Let's see. What makes you cry? Well, of course, sadness and sad things. But I also cry at happy things, you know, or things people do from the heart. You know, a good movie. Shoot, I'll even tear up over a Clydesdale commercial, you know, with Budweiser beer. They have that Clydesdale commercial, and it's just, you know, something that touches your heart, whether it's sad or happy. What makes you angry? Meanness. Everything comes back to meanness when I think about that. Somebody's mean to me, or I see that, or somebody's being racial against somebody just for who they were and where they were born at in life. I really have a hard time with that. I don't like words like retarded and jerk, and, you know, meanness is what makes me angry. What makes you happy? My family certainly can make me happy. I like art. It makes me happy. I like to ride horses. I'm really enjoying making the YouTube videos and trying to keep up with the ladies. Cindy Utter is one of them, which this is one of her challenges that I'm doing right now, and I thought it'd be fun to do, and it would give me good practice about how to do it. So that's my big love right now, is trying to or what I'm excited about is trying to learn how to do these videos. And I have not worked in 3 years, so I've been having a lot of fun getting my crafting on, so to speak. I've gotten out my sewing machine and my fabrics, and it's things that I've put off doing for many years, and now I get a chance to do them. So that's making me happy. Now this next one, number 14, is fangirling, and I would have never known what that was. So I'm going to go with what Cindy Utter said that it was. Is you kind of, you know, you follow somebody, say on YouTube, like I follow her, or I follow, you know, I always kind of make sure and catch their videos. And Gina Aarons is another one. There's several people that I do that with. I like watching. I'm fond of their videos, and of course I don't know them personally, but they seem very down to earth people, and I'm try to be as down to earth as I possibly can. And so I'm a fan of them and other people who do videos. That's all I could think of to say about that. Let's see. What are your 3 favorite snacks? I love chocolate. If there's chocolate in the house, I'm eating it. Dark chocolate. Milk chocolate, not so much. It's the dark chocolate. Or something like brownies. Another snack would be popcorn. I like popcorn. And anything with bread. I love bread. Not white sandwich Wonder Bread. I like the crusty sourdough. All kinds of breads, and if I've got something to dip it into, I like that too. Like a vinegar and oil, or it's really good with cheese. I love cheese. And let's see, what are your 3 favorite drinks? Well, I drink coffee every day, so I have to put that on there because that's the first thing that I do in the morning is have coffee or some hot tea, and usually in the evening I drink hot tea if it's cold, and if it's really hot I drink iced tea. Another drink that I really like, especially if we go out and to a Mexican, is I'm going to mispronounce it. It's horchata. It's, it looks like milk almost, but it's rice water is what it is. And I love that on a hot summer day. I like a glass of good wine sometimes too, Yeah. And of course water. It was only supposed to be 3, but I don't just drink 3, so. Tell us a little about yourself. At least 10 random facts. Well, let's see. I was married at 16. I've been married for 36 years now, and I have 3 children, all a year apart. My maiden name sometimes shocks people. My maiden name is Lisa Garcia. Lisa Lynn Garcia. And nobody would ever guess that I had Hispanic in my background, my heritage. I love riding horses. I really like. I know how to saddle a horse. To this day, I know how to saddle a horse. I could get on a horse and just ride. Or I would like to anyways. I don't know how much my back would put up with the galloping and running. Let's see. And my car is a red Mustang. I can sew and crochet. And I love learning new stuff. I love studying something and learning it. It's kind of like, with art, I get a book on it, or I study it, or before I make a decision to dive into it. But once I dive into it, I'm there 100%. So I like to research, I guess. Let's see. I worked as a geriatric aide. I was a private geriatric aide, and I was my own boss, so to speak, because I didn't work under anybody. It was just me, and the families, of course, were there, but so I always kind of say that I was my own boss. Let's see. The other one is I wanted to be a hobby aviary-ist. Is that the right pronunciation? I wanted to breed exotic birds, and I wanted to get where I was taking birds around into the elementary schools to educate people about the birds. That's a random fact about me. I love to garden. If I could have a vegetable garden, I would be just peachy. Another thing that kind of shocks people is I like tomato and peanut butter sandwiches. I like peanut butter and jelly, but I also like peanut butter and tomato sandwiches, and some people find that very odd. I know how to can. I've done a lot of canning in my life, and I also know how to make homemade wine. Oh, my dogs are gonna go off. Up until the other thing people would never guess is that we had 5 generations of girls alive on this earth up until this year. My oldest granddaughter is 13, so for 13 years we had 5 generations living of women in our family. We were kind of proud of that. Okay, I think I need to get, that was the 10 andom run. Okay, that was probably a little more than 10, huh? What are 3 fun things that you like to do? Well, that would be arting. I like to hike. I like taking the dogs out and hiking. I like hiking with somebody. It makes me feel safer, but I really like hiking. And riding horses. I haven't done it in a long time, but I really used to that was my thing, get home from school and on my horse. Let's see. What is my most used crafty tool? That would be a brush, a paintbrush. What is your favorite craft? I like watercolor. I like, it's my favorite. I've been trying to teach myself how to watercolor for years now. Let's see. What's your favorite time to craft? Anytime after I wake up. But I like my wake up time in the morning. Do you have a favorite non-crafty YouTube channel? Well, that would go back to the the science and the medical stuff. I like anatomy. So I would say on the science side of things. Let's see. But do I remember the channel? No, I don't. But I do have some that I subscribe to. I don't remember. Usually I watch the art shows, but or the art videos. What is your favorite store? Well, I like reusing things, and I like treasure hunting, I guess is what, but I like the secondhand stores, and I really like when I find a good deal, and of course craft stores. But I don't like shopping. I like finding good deals, but I really don't like shopping. I don't like grocery shopping or clothes shopping, or but if there's something that I could find that's kind of crafty, or art supplies, or somebody got rid of some watercolor. I have found a lot of crafting supplies at the secondhand stores. Let's see. What is your favorite restaurant? Oh, I think I skipped the favorite foods, right? My favorite foods would be Mexican food. I love Mexican food. And I love a good steak and mushrooms dinner. And Chinese food. I like Chinese food a lot too. So now jump back down here to the restaurant. Around here, if we go out for a special dinner, it's usually to Cattleman's. But I haven't been out to dinner in a long time. But I like Mexican food too, and a small. The atmosphere, small and cozy is nice too. So I really don't have a favorite restaurant. I don't. But if we were to go out, it would be Cattleman's. I've gone to Sizzler quite a bit when it was still around, because my husband liked the all-you-can-eat shrimp, and family of 5 could. But we didn't usually eat out a lot like that. Your favorite author? If you were to walk in my house, I love books. I like art books. I like, Steinbeck. There's all kinds of authors. There's just too many for me to pick. I can't do that, but I have a lot of books. Matter of fact, it's, yeah, I got a lot of books. What are your favorite shoes? Would be a tennis shoe or a hiking boot, something, or like a hiking tennis shoe. But that's not to say that I don't like to dress up and be a little girly, because sometimes I like to put on nylons and a skirt and, heels. But I'm actually kind of an outdoorsy girl. I do much better in the country than in city life. And what is my favorite time of year? I think I skipped another one up there. Favorite time of year would be spring and fall. And I used to say the holidays was my favorite time of year, but when we're talking about seasons, it would be spring and fall. I love the smell of fall coming. And, you know, spring is when everything's brand new. You know, everything's coming into bloom and renewing itself. And I really like that a lot. I'm a nature girl to the bone. Matter of fact, I have down here on my piece of paper, I'm inspired by life, nature, and people. Down to earth people. I don't go for the foo-foo stuff. I'm country. I'm definitely I am non-foo-foo. Is that even a word? It's a slang word. I wouldn't. It would be really hard for me to live in the city, which brings me back to the one that I probably skipped because it said describe where you live, and we are owners of a 3-bedroom, 2-bath mobile home. We own the home. We have to rent the space that it's on, where it sits, and we're in the county. We're not in city limits. And I always kind of regretted having to raise my kids on cement, because I grew up with the trees and the animals and the wild plum trees and the orchard and the vegetable garden and animals, and they grew up, well, they had a little taste of it because their grandfather on my husband's side, my husband's dad, still had horses that wasn't too far from us. So my kids actually got a little bit of the horse stuff. But it wasn't right out their back door like it was for me. And I always kind of regret that they didn't have that, because, you know, cement is just cement. Some people like it, and that's fine. You know, I just prefer to be in the country, I guess, and trees, and go out and pick an apple if I want to. So I think that kind of sums up the questions for this tag. And again, this is a tag from Cindy Utter, and it's Get to Know Me. And that's, I guess, a brief summary of who I am. Glad to have done it, and we'll see how this looks. I'm still learning the camera and the editing and getting comfortable with being in front of the camera and speaking on the camera, because, you know, we're all a little self-conscious, and it never goes away even at 52. I'm almost 53, but okay. Bye-bye. See you next time. I always struggle to find the off.